worried about this one here.
What was that? Oh, the
eighth note
hi-hats.
hi-hats.
Yeah. Why? What's worrying you about it?
I'm actually not even sure. It just, my intuition is saying there's something wrong with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't even have an explanation for it, but I'm gonna try something else to substitute it and see if it sounds better. I might come back and say this one was the thing, but let's try something else. Let's go to hi-hat.
Because it's so true. Music is such an intuitive thing that you have to go with what you feel.
Yeah. Sometimes I just like to go through all hi-hat samples like this and just randomly press on.
Because I guess you could literally probably make anything work if you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What if we slow it down until it's suitable?
And in Ableton, when you bring something in, does it immediately conform to the...
It depends on the sample. Some samples do. I actually don't know how it determines which samples fit in straight away or not, but this just happened to warp itself into place.
Okay.
So now it's... Let's halftime it. And let's just take this out, so maybe replace it with this one, and
I actually like that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Let's try that, confirm that into one clip.
Okay.
Okay, it's not quite there yet. So let's go and add, let's see, I used the shaper thing here. I'll copy that in here and make it go the opposite direction.
Okay.
There.
Oh, what did you use the shaper on before?
The guitar, to make it pump.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay, now you're doing it.
So from here to here is a quarter note.
Yes.
And this is how the gain moves.
Okay.
So now I'm doing it the opposite way.
Ah, all right.
So it
Oh,
goes
yes.
dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
yeah, I get that, yeah.
Yeah, I think this one.
Yeah, it has the kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, that's fucking awesome.
Okay, now maybe try and turn it into an arrangement.
An arrangement. You said you were thinking of starting with the guitars.
Yeah. That sounds like a decent intro.
Yeah.
So let's add a marker.
I would keep listening.
Yeah. Intro, and then maybe go into a verse.
So intro about what, like 5-6 seconds, or what is?
8 bars, which
Okay.
would be 16 seconds.
16 seconds.
All right, and then let's just copy this whole thing here and start taking things out.
Out. Yeah. Okay.
So I would definitely take the high guitar out.
Yeah.
Maybe have the bass come in without this and without the dun.
Yeah.
Maybe the hats are too much as well. The percussion is a little bit overwhelming. Also
What was that?
the delay for the the clap.
Woo! Yeah.
And also
I'm sort of starting to get a bit of a vibe. Like, how do you find that? Like, what are you picturing when you kind of pulling things out? Like, what's the?
I don't know actually. I just sort of follow my gut feeling with going into the verse and the vocals jumping in.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
I
wanna-
keep forgetting that you're thinking about vocals being there.
Yeah, so I want to take a lot of things out, especially from the high mid where the vocals are, so the vocal gets the attention.
Yes, of course.
You know, so coming in from here,
Yeah, and then it will be
darkening. Yeah,
singing on top of that.
yeah.
And do you change things for a chorus, or is a chorus you just put everything in, or do you try and create something a little bit different?
I think it depends on the track. Sometimes I'll do a couple of different choruses. So the first chorus is sort of a mellow,
Yes.
chilled out chorus, and then the second one really hits you.
Okay.
But it depends, and I actually don't decide that until I have somewhat of an arrangement, and then I sort of start thinking, what is this gonna be
Oh,
as
okay.
as a whole track?
As a whole track, okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
All right. So
Oh. I really like that.
yeah,
That kinda,
the percussion thing.
Yeah, that percussion. It's hitting the sweet spot there.
And maybe then the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
I like the pre-chorus to be somewhat different to the rest of the track.
Oh, like completely different.
Not completely different, but sonically, well, the most typical thing I find myself doing is if the rest of the track has a short bass like this,
Yeah.
I end up putting a legato bass in the pre. So let's see what that sounds like. Put this, and let's go up here, and we'll use Mini Moog. I love this one sound on here. A bass you'll use.
A bass you'll use.
And definitely I've used it so many times.
Have you ever used any of these things, like what you call it when you actually have to use buttons and stuff? The analog version of any of these
Oh yeah,
plugins?
yeah, I have. I just can't afford them myself.
Yeah, they must be crazy expensive. Damn. Oh yeah, because we don't have a bass in the song yet, right?
Well, the 808
The
sort
808
of works as a kick, yeah.
Minus it. And did you hear me? I said we don't have a bass in this. Ooh, it's a bit of a growl there.
So it sort of sounds like we're preparing for a hook.
For a hook, yeah. How many bars you gonna make that with? Honestly, I'm so blown away by the way you kind of expand what you just did in 4 bars, and then now you're
Yeah,
kind
just
of expanding it out.
using the same elements to
Yeah.
sort of do other things.
Which part do you enjoy the most of this process, would you say?
I think the part when
Don't say when it's done.
no, actually that's the most boring part
Okay.
because that's when the fun is over.
Yeah.
But I mostly enjoy the part where a chord progression or a tiny sample or something becomes a vibe.
Yeah.
That moment when it sort of begins, that's my favorite part.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
and the part before that, which is jamming out to find chords, that's sort of when I feel kind of anxious because I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna be good or not. But when I find the chords and it becomes something, like for example with this guitar and the pumping,
Yeah.
that's my favorite part because that's when your head just goes like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, all these ideas,
Yeah.
and then you just gotta pick and choose which ones you go with, sort of.
That's so cool. I mean, it makes complete sense. And it also makes me understand why when I'm just on the guitar, I'm anxious all the time.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Right, so as you can see here, throughout the verse and the pre, the guitar is filtered out
Yes.
here on this filter. But I feel like the pre still needs something. Make a bigger impact on the start, so let's take more stuff out from the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that natural reverb that
And
lingers
then,
on there.
right?
Yeah.
And then let's mute the guitar from the second half of that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Maybe double hook.
Yeah.
Or a post hook maybe?
Post hook. Yeah.
Maybe. It depends on the writer.
Yeah.
And let's loop it back to the verse, see how that feels like.
Okay.
Right.
Ooh. All right.
Right, so now we have from the intro to the hook, and what I tend to do at this part is I duplicate the time from the verse to the hook.
Okay.
There.
Oh, I see.
So it comes here and verse 2. And this is the pre.
So that's already almost basically a fully formed song, at least in terms of structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of structure and time, this would be somewhat of a song, but I like to make the second verse sound different
Oh, different.
to the
okay.
first one.
Yes, of course. Is that by adding stuff or taking stuff out? Or it depends?
It depends, sort of. Like at this point, I would play from the end of this first hook and try to think of another way to start the verse.
Oh, okay.
Instead of starting with just bass and the guitar,
Yes.
I would think, what else could I come up with? so at this point, the bass has been playing for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So it could be fresh to mute the bass for a sec.
Mute the bass, yeah.
And maybe keep something else going on.
Ah. But now you kind of know that something else is coming back. Like
Yeah, and then the bass comes
and then
back
the
in.
bass comes
Yeah.
back in there.
So, but let's change this up a little bit so it's not the same as in the hook.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe, let's try this. 1/4. There we go. Maybe a break there.
Oh yeah, this is the pre-chorus again. I mean the
Yeah. Alright, maybe at this point I want to make the clap get into a reverb. So we actually didn't end up using the
was that
hi-hat.
the, oh yes, the
I played here.
hi-hats. Yeah.
So that was all for nothing, but it's
yeah.
part of the process.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and delete that.
Sorry.